Howdy everyone, it's Eric Lima here, and I'm hosting another episode, actually episode 896, that means 4 more episodes to 900 episodes, on my YouTube vlog show known as TPL, formerly known as The People's Lima. And like I said, after 1,000, I'm going to be changing the name of the title, because I see a lot of TPL videos with the name TPL in their titles, besides my videos, obviously. But there's a lot of videos out there, I don't want to confuse anybody. I figure, I'm trying to come up with a name, and I'm still trying to figure that out. It isn't easy, trust me. So, my name is Eric. Everybody knows I'm Eric Lima, man born and bred in the 70s, raised in Maine in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, stood tall in the first half of the millennium, aka the 2000s, like 2000, 2009, and still standing tall in today's present time. While I talk about my favorite things in life and entertainment, which is what's up, what's down, what's all around town, and while I bring the love, life, laughter, heart, soul, education, encouragement, and entertainment to all of you wonderful people out there. Hello, and hope you're having a wonderful day. Like I said, this is episode 896. Guys, I'm sure a lot of questions. I'm sure some of you gamers out there, some of my gaming friends would ask me this question: are you thinking about getting a Super Nintendo Classic Edition Console? One of those Super Nintendo Minis, or about the size of the palm of your hand. I just got lucky getting the NES Classic, for goodness sakes, and it's like, wow, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I was like, okay, what do we do here, Chico? The Super Nintendo Classic Edition Mini Console, huh? There has been reports that a lot of pre-orders have been sold out already. I was like, good lord, it's like getting me fast on the draw, man. I try getting, it's a little crazy. It's like, I'm not going to go through this again, so I should wait another 3 months to get mine. That's what I should do. It paid off. It paid off. The cheapest I got was over, what, $125 for the NES Classic? That's no big deal, I was like, you have to do whatever it takes, man, I have to restock up on my Amazon gift card balance if I'm going to do that, and get prepared for that. You never know, there's a lot of stuff I want to get on Amazon, like an Asuka t-shirt, from Asuka from NXT, because I think not only she's pretty, but she's also undefeated in NXT. Right now, she's suffered a broken collarbone. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to recover. It's gonna be, and Big Cass has got a torn ACL. 9 months he'll be out. That means by WrestleMania. There's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Possibly by May. Probably May of next year, or late April, probably after WrestleMania, he'll make a comeback. And who knows? And Enzo Amore has moved to 205 Live, which, much to Corey Graves' chagrin, I feel bad for the guy. He's going to be pulling his hair out just to talk about Enzo Amore. Seriously. Anywho, let's go back to the Super Nintendo Mini Classic Conundrum, as I like to call it. Will I get one? I don't know. I want to see how things play out. I don't know how Nintendo's been playing mind games. If I find one and get lucky, I'll probably get one. But then again, I want to buy an Atari Flashback console, for goodness sakes. But why bother with the Super Nintendo? And what? I just realized I checked my Raspberry Pi 3 and one of the SD cards. Check this out. I found Star Fox 2 on it. Why bother when you want Star Fox 2? Get your Raspberry Pi, get one of those preloaded SD cards in interact mode. Appa, you got it. I'm like, Appa, kurish kapash, frisch binos, rapata na kapasa galinha. Ana plaqueira, senta aqui, não degues. Ai, gagão, It's Papa Casa, I like Appa, Appa. It's really weird, and it's like, so what am I thinking about? I don't know. Will I get it? I don't know. I really don't know. At this point, emulators and Raspberry Retro Pi, PI3s, Raspberry PI3s, PI2s, PI1s. I got a PI3. I crack myself up sometimes. Some of the stuff, you think that I've been on the internet since 2009. Excuse me. And it's 2017. Been in here on the internet for 8 years, and yet I don't know all the. It's totally complicated. Totally complicated. This Raspberry Pi 3 downloading emulators and all this good stuff. I really don't know how I'm going to deal with it, but I need to learn how to do some downloading of my own. Download games of my choice, download the systems and the games that I want. That way, and the emulating systems that I want. And, that way I can, go on from there, that way. So it's like, okay, this is how I do it, I said, okay, like, what games do you want? Okay, I want this game and that game. That way I don't have to worry about, going to either round one or tilt to play these games, And I feel bad for those local arcades. Like, oh, everybody's at home. I was like, I can play video games. You want to go and play video games in the arcade? Yeah, heck no. Who needs to spend quarters on that? I got my Raspberry Pi 3. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay. It's like, it's ridiculous, almost ridiculousness. So it's like, totally insane. Well, all right. The WWE Barclays weekend is over. I mean, NXT TakeOver. Woo! NXT TakeOver. Let's talk about this one. All the matches were just insane, close finishes and everything else. Asuka retained her title, and we have new tag team champions. Sanity. Eric Young made a smart move. He's like, okay, you think Authors of Pain will be facing Wolf and Killian Dane. Eric Young last minute says, Dane, step out. Let me step in. Dane says, all right, and it paid off in the end. So a lot of mind games by. A lot of smarts went on that one, so you think about it. Eric Young outsmarted Paul Ellering. That's huge. All right. Drew McIntyre, new NXT champion, but Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Kyle Fish. There you go. There's your new name, Kyle Fish. Something like that. Bobby Fish and Kylie O'Reilly. Here we go. Oh, man. I think Kylie Minogue from Cammy from Street Fighter, and she was hot. After Sanity won the tag team titles, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly stepped into the ring and attacked both teams. Looks like they wanted to make their presence felt. Add that to the fact that after Drew McIntyre beat Bobby Roode, more on Bobby Roode, for the NXT Championship, Adam Cole made an appearance, and all three beat the heck out of Drew McIntyre. You know what this means? Another faction. A Shield-like faction, maybe? I don't know. But one thing's for sure. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly's first time together since their Future Shock days on Ring of Honor. So, this is interesting. Those three gentlemen together, this is going to be very interesting tonight on NXT. And there's talks about NXT having a secondary title like the Intercontinental and United States titles. The Intercontinental title on Raw, U.S. title over on SmackDown. NXT, at one time they had a championship called the Jack Briscoe the 15 Championship. Well, it was a metal championship belt. So, what do you think about the Internet Championship or the Network Championship or the Television Championship? I don't know. Bring back the hardcore title 24/7. I would love to see that. Just don't wear it around Raw because Braun Strowman will probably kick your butt. You know what I mean? Man, Monday Night Raw was pretty much insane. SummerSlam was pretty much insane. We got new tag team champions in the Shield members, Ambrose and Rollins. New SmackDown Live tag champions, the Usos once again being the champions. New women's champion from SmackDown Live, Natalya. New women's champion from Raw, Sasha Banks. Brock Lesnar, but despite getting his butt whipped by Braun Strowman, and despite getting taken out on a stretcher, retained the Universal title. I'm like, Braun Strowman threw chairs, and he dumped the whole announcer's table on Brock Lesnar. I'm like, if he can do that to Brock Lesnar and wins the title, you know what? There is going to be some serious problems to anyone who will try to stop him from being the Universal Champion, because I'll tell you one thing right now, Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar will be one fight, and Braun Strowman whipped Lesnar's butt this past Monday night on Raw. I was like, this is freaking insane. I'm like, wow, it's crazy. It's like it's totally surreal. So Oh man, it's totally. I got and then the Hardys and Ambrose and Rollins went at it. It was a dream matchup. It was a heck of a dream matchup, and Rollins and Ambrose won the match, and Ambrose became the youngest Grand Slam champion ever. So congratulations to Dean Ambrose on that. And it was, we were hoping that NXT debuts would happen on Raw. It didn't happen. Alexa Bliss wants a rematch, and next week it will happen. So we'll check it out, see what happens. Check out the Mae Young bracketology, and it's going to be very interesting. But I have yet to pick a clear-cut winner for this one. Be very interested to see what happens in that situation. Also, SmackDown Live. All right, SmackDown Live. It started off, AJ Styles has issued an open challenge for the United States title. Kevin Owens comes out, wants his rematch. Shane McMahon goes, okay, you guys got the match tonight, but you got to pick the special guest referee. Kevin Owens trying to get Sami Zayn to do it. Sami Zayn says, nope. Baron Corbin says, let me do it. And then all of a sudden, Baron Corbin doing a shoddy job as special guest ref. Shane McMahon comes running down. Baron Corbin says, here's the shirt. You do it. He did. AJ Styles retained his title. All right, let's talk about any debuts. Well, there's one debut and one return to the WWE over on SmackDown Live. Looks like SmackDown is going to... With John Cena going over to Raw, there is no top face guy. So Aiden English was singing away, as usual, but he was interrupted by the glorious one. Bobby Roode is on SmackDown Live. Glorious! I will give in to the victorious. Until the end, until the end. Yep, it's up. And people, and it was like, he came in as a face. I'm like, he was a heel. He was a bad guy over in NXT. Hey, people love him so much. Bring him on to Raw, so that's pretty good. Now for the return. Daniel Bryan called Chad Gable into the office and said, hey, listen, I feel bad for splitting you and Jason Jordan up. With, he says, in exchange for Jason Jordan going over to Raw, he said, sign one of my friends on SmackDown. Kurt Angle wanted Bryan to sign one of his friends on SmackDown. Who was he? Ain't no stopping me. No. That would be Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard. And it looks like him and Gable are going to be a tag team. The new American Alpha, the new world's greatest tag team, or the new gold standard. They should call themselves the gold standards. Because Chad Gable was a former tag team champion, so is Shelton Benjamin. I think it's perfect. The gold standards. That's why I think the golden standards. That's why I think they should be calling themselves. So it's Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Chad Gable was excited about it. Both Minnesota guys, or the new version of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew 2.0 or 3.0 in this case. Who knows? I know him and Lesnar were known as the Minnesota Wrecking Crew during their OVW days. A lot of the superstars nowadays you see, Cena, Orton, Lesnar for OVW, and then you got the FCW, era. You get the OVW era, you get the FCW era guys, OVW era guys like Cena, Orton, and Lesnar. You get the FCW era guys like Big E, like Xavier Woods, a Big E. I'm sure Kofi Kingston was part, and you got all these guys. Sheamus was part of that. Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. You got Antonio Cesaro, who dropped the first name and became Cesaro. You got Rusev, who was before he became looking like the Bulgarian Bluto. It's crazy. It was it was something, and so that's really strange. Okay, here's the skinny. Asuka will be out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken collarbone. What will happen to the women's title, NXT Women's Championship? That'll be a good way for the WWE brass to figure that one out. Because you got the Mae Young Classic coming up. And, my suggestion is if they vacate the NXT Women's title, my idea is this. The NXT women that are not involved in the Mae Young Classic should have a battle royal. Or a tournament, or a mini tournament to crown a new champion. Or to decide one contender, and the Mae Young Classic have the other contender. The winners of those two tournaments, or the winner of the Battle Royal, or the winner of the tournament, will go at it in the next takeover paper, the next NXT MTV. WWE was on MTV at one time, Sunday Night Heat. Anyways, back to what I'm saying here. The NXT Women's Championship should at the next NXT special event on the WWE Network to have those two winners go at it to decide the new NXT Women's Champion. If they decide to strip Asuka of it, then they said rumor has they have no plans to strip Asuka of it. I hope they know. I like Asuka. Asuka's got that Goldberg-like dominance going, and who knows? She's worked very hard. She'll get some rest, and who knows for sure. So, and Enzo Amore, after Big Cass, he beat Big Cass due to injury. Big Cass tried to finish off Enzo with the Empire Elbow, but his leg gave way. He tore his ACL, be out for 9 months. That means possibly till April or May of next year he may return. That is the case, and Enzo Amore is moved over to 205 Live, much to Corey Graves' chagrin. So, and interrupting Neville, it seems like to me, Enzo could make an impact in 205 Live and could be the next Cruiserweight champ. You never know, I know there's lots of backstage heat going on with Enzo right now, but, you never know. Anything can happen. Things could change. Maybe the brass has something to work with here. I don't know. Everything. The WWE is like life. It's unpredictable, So that's my news for today. SNES Classic Edition Conundrum and WWE news. That is all the time we have on the show. Remember, use your heads. Don't do stupid things. Please love and respect one another. Coolness is the essence of a happy person. If you're having a bad day, grab a pad, grab a pen, and tell that bad day they just made the list. All right, episode 896. 4 more episodes to 900. Remember, after episode 1000, I'm planning on changing the name of the show. I'm going to try and come up with a good title. So I'll see you later and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.